Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I will cover various important scenarios of navigation in Jetpack Compose, like basic navigation, delayed navigation, navigate with arguments, optional arguments, navigate for result, navigate with MVVM, a really powerful navigation mechanism for MVVM. Deep link, nested navigation, route, BackStack and navigation APIs, navigation animation, multiple navigation on same page, bottom navigation, drawer navigation. So let's get started. First of all, upgrade the Jetpack Compose version to 1.1.1 and the Kotlin version 1.6.10. Include the navigation compose dependency. Suppose you have two pages. One is page A and another is page B. And you want to navigate from page A to B and the reverse. So basically you have to use a nav controller. Declare nav controller this way. Then you have to use a nav host. Inside the nav host you have to put the nav controller. Then the start destination. Destination is nothing but a name or label that is attached to your composable. So page A composable has the route page A and page B composable has the route page B. So I want to start page A. That means when I will open my application, page A will be opened first. If you want page B to be the starting, then you can mention here page B. And inside the composable you can see this is the route and this is the actual composable. So this is the setup for navigation in Jetpack Compose. You can see I have passed nav controller. The nav controller declared here I have passed in page A and page B both. Let's see how navigation is working. So go to the page A. Here we can see inside the page A I have a button. And inside on click I have put nav controller dot navigate page B. That means I want to go to page B when a particular button will be clicked. So navigate will be used to go to a page. You have to put the page name or the route name. And when I want to go back to previous page, I will call nav controller dot navigate up. Here you can use navigate, but it is not good for going back to previous page because it will put an unnecessary route in the stack which will keep consuming the memory. So rule of the thumb is use navigate to go forward and use navigate up to go back. If you want a initial delay before actual navigation, then you can use a coroutine scope. Inside the coroutine scope, you will mention the delay and after the delay you have to call the navigation API. So here I have used a launched effect because when the splash screen will be opened, after opening I will go to the next page after 4 seconds. So this will be done automatically. The launched effect used a key and it will be executed only once when the key will be changed. So this code will be executed only once. So when the splash screen will open, a delay will be executed, then the actual navigation. So this way I have achieved a delayed automated navigation, and it is useful for splash to home or something like that. Let's see how we can send arguments when navigating. Suppose page A will send an integer and page B will receive it. Let's say page A want to send money and page B will take it. So I have informed page B this way. First of all, original route, then a slash, then money, that means the name of the argument within a braces. So you have to maintain the format. First of all, the original route, then a slash, then the argument name within a brace. And you can see I have mentioned the list of arguments. Here I need only one. So inside the list of I mentioned a nav argument. The name is money. See, this money and this money is same. So this name and this name should be exactly same. Otherwise it will not work properly. And also you have to specify which type of argument you need. Here I want an integer type. If you want another, let me show you. So you can see integer type, string type, boolean array, bool type. So I need only int type. And how I can get the value? This is just setup or configuration, nothing else. How I can get the value? You have to use the BackStack entry. Inside the composable block, you will have a BackStack entry instance. You have to call BackStack entry dot arguments, then get integer, and you have to put the name of the argument. So this way page B can receive argument. And let's see how page A will send the argument. So go to the page A. So you can see our basic code is exactly same, except I have added the slash, then the value. That means the original route name, then the slash, then the value I want to pass. So this way page A will send a argument and page B will take this here. Let's see. Suppose I want to send 250 and you can see page B received 250. So this is working fine. This way you can pass arguments via navigation. In case page A don't send the value, let's see what will happen. See, our app just crashed. Actually, this type of arguments are mandatory. That means it is required. If you don't send, then the app will crash. If for an argument, sometime you will send the value and sometime you will not send the value, then you have to use optional arguments. So if you want to pass a optional argument, then let me show you how you can do this. So suppose you want to pass bonus as optional. So this is the format to mention a optional argument. After original route and your mandatory arguments, you have to put a question mark, then the name of the optional argument, then equal sign, then again the name of the optional argument, the same name, this name and this name will be same, and this name will be in braces. And you have to collect the value same way as before. And you have to pass the value this way. When you want to pass, just put question mark at last, then the name of the argument, then equal sign, then the value you want to pass. And when you don't want to pass, then just remove it. That's all. Let's see. If you want to pass multiple required or optional arguments, then this is the overall format you have to follow. First of all, the route name, then the list of required arguments separated by slashes, then a question mark, then list of optional arguments separated by AND operator. And you know, for every optional argument, you have to put the name first, then equal sign, then again the name, the same name within the brace. So this way you can pass multiple required arguments and optional argument. And also you have to follow the same format for sending the value as well. First of all, the route name, then the required arguments separated by slashes, then question mark, then name of the optional argument you want to pass, then equal sign, then the value of the optional argument. And if you want to pass multiple value, then just separate those by ampersand. That's all. If you want to send result back to your previous destination, then you can do this way. So just before navigate up, you have to call nav controller previous backstack entry saved state handle, then set. You have to put a key value. This is the key and this is the value. So this way you can send result back to your previous destination. And let me show you how the previous destination will collect the value. So there are two ways for this. First and best way is to observe as state. Here you can see nav controller, current backstack entry, saved state handle, then get live data of type integer, then the key. This key is exactly same with this. So after that you have to observe as state. So this way it will act as a mutable state. And another way is to use launched effect. Inside the launched effect, you can use nav controller, current backstack entry, save state handle, get live data of type, then the key, then observe with the owner. You have to get the owner this way, local lifecycle owner dot current, and you have to put the owner here. So I think this way is better, but still if you want you can use it, because in some situation maybe it will be better. So this way we can send the result back to the previous destination. Let's see how we can control the navigation via the view model. So you can see here, previously here we have coded navigation APIs directly, but right now I am calling page a view model dot on send click. Let me show you what is happening there. So you can see navigation trigger dot value is equal to system current time millis. So I have used a mutable state. What I am doing is I am just changing its value. And let me show you how the actual navigation is working. You can see I have used a launched effect, and for the key 1 I have used the page a view model navigation trigger dot value. That means when navigation trigger will have a different value, the code inside will be executed. So this way I can control navigation from view model. When this code will be executed, you can see I have used the navigation APIs, and after the navigation is done, I have called on navigated. It is needed because you have to reset the navigation trigger. And here I have a filter. When the navigation trigger dot value equals to 0, it will not do anything, just will return. That's all. So this way navigation can be controlled from view model. Maybe it is little bit tricky, but it is working fine. Let me show you. See, it is working fine. This way you can do go back as well. Let me debug it little bit so that you can understand better. So first of all, I will put a breakpoint here inside the button on click. Let me click the button. Then the value of navigation trigger will be changed. Then it will be reflected here. See, let me see what is the value. See, this is not 0, so this filter will be passed and this code will be executed. So the actual navigation will be working, and after that I have called on navigated. Then the navigation trigger value will be changed again to 0. This block will be executed again. But this time it will not cross the line number 25. This way we can control the navigation via view model. If you don't reset the navigation trigger, then the navigation will happen again when you go to the page B second time, and it will looks like a bug. Right now we are triggering the navigation via a primitive value, the timestamp. You can see I am updating the navigation trigger by a system current time millis, that means the long. So what we can do is we can set a callback. We can pass a callback here. So every time it will be new, so this will be executed. And inside the callback we can send these codes. So this way view model can access the nav controller and the owner both, but it will not be executed inside the view model. It will be executed here. Launched effect will do a invocation of page a view model navigation trigger dot value. So inside this value it will be just a callback, and inside the callback it will contain these codes. So this way view model can have more power. I have developed a tiny mechanism for easy access of navigation APIs. So first of all, I have created this type alias. This is nothing but a callback. Inside this callback, you have to pass nav controller and lifecycle owner. This is type of navigation callback, and I have created two extensions. This is for view model and this is for launched effect. Let's see how it will work. Go to page view model. You can see right now our navigation trigger is named navigation and the type is navigation callback, mutable state of navigation callback, and it is nullable. You can put null. So when page a view model dot on send click will be executed, it will do navigation, navigate, and this is the callback. This is the callback section. Inside the callback, it will providing nav host controller and lifecycle owner. And here you can call any navigation API. So this way view model can access navigation APIs. But remember that it is just a callback. It is not executing. It will be executed when the navigation value will be changed. After this code is executed, the navigation value will be changed and it will be reflected immediately to the launched effect inside the page A. Because the navigation value itself is used as the key, and what the launched effect will do is it will call page view model navigation forward nav controller owner. Let me show you what it's doing here. It's just calling. You can see it's just calling the callback, and this way view model is sending the callback with a proper navigation API code, and the launched effect is just executing it. So right now navigation can be handled by a view model and it will be executed directly inside the launched effect. So this way view model can have all the power, all the native power Jetpack Compose Navigation is providing. Now let's see how we can do deep linking in Jetpack Compose Navigation. So basically you have to use deep links. It will take a list of deep links. I have used 2 deep links here, and these are the URLs. Remember that the argument section pattern will be exactly same as in your route. To make these deep links working, you have to do something in your manifest as well. Inside the activity intent filter, you have to put these things. Then one data per deep link. So let's talk about this deep link. So this is the host part and this is the scheme part, and this is your argument part. Here this is the scheme, this is the host. Similarly for this URL, this is the domain and this is the scheme, and this is the argument section. So this way we can mention the deep links. Now I will test the deep link in terminal via ADB. So this is the command ADB cell am start dash w dash a Android intent action view dash d, then the URL with arguments value, then the package name. So I have already built the application, otherwise it will not work. First of all, you have to install the application with the updated code, then you can test, otherwise it will not work properly. So you can see our deep link is working fine. I have tested this deep link. Now I will test the deep link from browser link. So you can see deep link is working fine from browser as well. So this is the HTML code I have used to test the deep link from browser. So you can see I have tested the second deep link. So basically you have to create a HTML file. Inside this HTML file, create anchor and put the URL in the href. After creating the HTML file, you have to somehow open the HTML file in your mobile browser. You can host your HTML file in a server. This will be best way. Otherwise, somehow you have to open the HTML file in your mobile browser and you have to click the link. That's all. Now we will discuss about nested navigation in Jetpack Compose. So nested navigation is useful for login, registration, setup, etc. You can group related composables in a group. This way your navigation will be modular. Let's see how we can do this. So inside nav host, what we do normally is we list the composables. This is a composable. This way we can mention normal composable. But if you want a group of composable, then you have to use navigation. And the navigation will take a route. This route will be the whole group's route, not any individual components route. And here you have to mention the start destination as well. So in this nested navigation, I have mentioned two composables. One is nested navigation 1.1 and another is nested navigation 1.2. So this way, where we need to insert a normal composable, there we can use navigation to use group of composables. So right now, this navigation will be treated as a single composable, and inside this composable we can have multiple composable. So this way we can implement nested navigation. Let's check it. So we already entered in the nested navigation, and by default, as we mentioned the start destination, we are in nested navigation 1.1. You can see. Right now I will click the next button and we will move to the page navigation 1.2. Go back, again go back to go out from this group. So this way we can easily implement nested navigation. Now let's see how route, backstack and navigation works actually. Every time you called navigate, one route is added in the backstack. So one route may be added multiple times, which is really bad. So use navigate up or similar APIs to keep the backstack clean. Now let's analyze a complex scenario. Suppose you have splash screen, then intro. Inside the intro you have three composable: intro 1, intro 2 and intro 3. So basically intro is a nested navigation or grouped navigation. Similarly you have authentication. Inside authentication you have login and registration. Login itself is a nested navigation and registration as well. And you have another destination, that is home. Suppose right now you are in intro 3 page, and of course you want to move to the authentication page right now. So what is the path to go to authentication? You can directly navigate to authentication, but this way intro 3, intro 2 and intro 1, these routes will be kept in the stack. It will not be clear automatically. So this path is bad. This path should not be followed. So what you can do is you can go back up to splash by calling pop backstack. Then you have to mention the splash route and you have to put false for inclusive. Otherwise splash also will be deleted. So just use pop backstack splash false. This way you will be moved to splash and then you will go forward to authentication via navigate. So this will be the good path. So think your navigation like a car. So this is the official path and there are no road actually. So you are trying to go this way. So this is not good. So go back to the high road and go forward again to authentication. Let's say that your app has 3 destinations, A, B and C, along with actions that lead from A to B, B to C and C back to A. With each navigation action, a destination is added to the backstack. If you were to navigate repeatedly through this flow, your backstack would then contain multiple sets of each destination. That means A, B, C, again A, B, C, A and so on. To avoid this repetition, you can use pop backstack wisely, like pop backstack A false, which move you from destination C to destination A. Let's discuss about few important navigation APIs. The first one is navigate. It will be used to navigate forward. Then navigate up. It will be used to back to previous destination. When the current destination achieved by deep linking, then the previous will be determined by the internal logic and or context. Pop backstack. It will remove the current destination. That means just going back to previous. Pop backstack with destination and inclusive value. It will clear the backstack entries up to intended destination, inclusive or exclusive. It is useful when you jump back to far behind, avoiding unnecessary multiple pop backstack for single destination clearance. Clear backstack. It will clear any saved state associated with route that was previously saved via pop backstack when using a save state value of true. Current destination. It will tell the current destination you are on. Current backstack entry. The current backstack entry is useful when you are expecting result from navigated destination. Previous backstack entry. The previous backstack entry is useful when you are returning result to the destination which have navigated to current destination. The graph is useful when you want to know the first start destination for bottom navigation, etc. Back queue. The backstack queue is useful when you want to check what are the entries in current backstack. Add on destination changed listener. It can be used to track when the destination is changed. Add on destination changed listener. It can be used to track the destination change notification. This way you can have track when a new destination will come, you will be notified automatically. But remember that you have to use the remove on destination change listener to remove the listener. Also, you can have some fancy DSLs which will allow to navigate with pop backstack like things in Lambda block. Now let's see how we can have nice transition animations during navigation. Jetpack Compose Navigation does not support navigation animation, so we will use Accompanist, Jetpack Navigation Compose Animation. To use this library, first of all, you have to include this in your module level build gradle file. Then you have to replace few things. First of all, you have to replace remember nav controller with remember animated nav controller, nav host with animated nav host, and few imports. Then inside the composable, you have to use these animations, or later you can create your own custom animation as well. I have already included the dependency and replaced the nav controller with animated nav controller and the nav host with animated nav host. Additionally, you have to put these transitions, and that's all. Let's check it. Now let's see how we can achieve multiple simultaneous, independent, nested, separate navigations on the same page. So here you can see I have put a column. Inside the column, this is one box, this is another box, and in between a divider. So first box is containing section 1, second box is containing section 2. Let's go to the section 1. So you can see section 1 contains a separate nav controller with animated nav host with corresponding composables. Similarly, in the section 2, it has a separate nav controller and animated nav host and corresponding composables. So basically, here we have a total of 2 nav hosts, here and here. Let's see how it will looks like. This is section 1 and this is section 2. So right now we can see multiple navigation on the same page. Let's see how we can achieve bottom navigation. So first of all, you have to populate the items or item provider. So here I have used a shield class with profile and friend list. Inside the scaffold, you will have bottom bar. Inside this block, you have to provide bottom navigation. This is very easy setup, you can see. And here you have to provide items. You can iterate through your items. And inside the for each block, you can provide the composable. This is icon, label, this is the selected state, and this is the on click. The on click part is very important because these have to be set up properly, otherwise the bottom navigation experience will not be proper. So here you have to put proper navigation APIs. You can see nav controller 1 navigate to the route, but before going to the route you have to pop up to the destination which you are seeing right now. And also you have to save the state, and here you have to use launch single top and restore state true. That's all. Now we will see how to achieve a drawer navigation. So here basically inside the scaffold you will have the drawer content property. Inside this you have to put the drawer content. So this is my drawer content. You have to put your drawer items. Here I have few items. Here also I have used a shield class. I have iterated through all the items, and inside the for each block I have drawer item. Here also the on item click part will be crucial. The same way you can navigate. But here after navigating you have to close the drawer also. So that's all about drawer navigation. Let's check. So that's all about navigation things in Jetpack Compose. This video can be found in article from in Medium. So read the article fully and follow me there. Hope this video was helpful for you. Thanks for watching.